How's it going, guys? Dan here today, bringing you another Tony Hawk's Pro Skater 1+2 video. I'm joined by Destroyer, one of the best Tony Hawk players in the world. Okay, maybe I'm overstating it. What are we looking at today? We're going to go through all the Get Hards.
Get theirs, mate.
Get Hards. Get theirs. So there's 19 of them across both games.
Both games. We're watching the first one right now.
The trophy is got there. So get all hard, get there. So take me through this first one. So we're on Warehouse.
First one, first game, Warehouse. Very simple. Just air through the secret area across the half pipe, and hold this grind around this quarter pipe here. And once that grind, the gap pops up, you're done. Simple one. Very simple.
So this is one of the easier ones in the game?
One of the easy ones for sure. There are some that are insanely tedious simply for how the physics work in this game, but none of them are outright impossible. They're just going to take some determination, multiple retries. But yeah,
so
this one here's
it was even annoying for you, and you're probably better than average, let's say.
Yeah, these ones are, some of them are really tedious. So yeah. Yes.
All right, we're heading into school now.
School.
This is the second one.
Yep. So yeah, air over that dumpster, get that gap between the two rails there. Now come over to these two planters here, get one planter pop, two planter pop. And then you come over here, holding the combo, grind that rail to the ledge, and then jump over this kicker, and that's that one done. This one's not too bad.
So you went later on. You went up the half pipe, didn't you, just to gain the bit more speed and momentum?
So coming up here after these planter pops, you need to cut hard left, and it's easier if you just go straight, go up that ramp in front of you, get some air.
So
come
right
back
here
down.
you can go left, but you decided to go straight just to ease it, because sometimes when you're turning on the manual, it can stuff up.
Yeah, you can drop your combo. So it's easier to just go up the ramp, come over here, grind down this rail.
And do you have to switch there? Do you have to switch to the ledge?
Yeah, you do have to switch to the ledge to get that gap, and then hold the manual, flip over the kicker.
And is that kicker gap hard to nail at that point?
Nah. If you have full stats, you'll be fine. That's easy.
Cool. All right, heading down to Mall.
This is probably maybe second hardest one in Pro Skater 1. Took me a few tries, but it's perseverance.
You don't need to do the 900s either.
You don't need to do 900. I'm sorry, but I just have the theatrics for flair. It's ingrained in my head. Grew up with Tony Hawk, so I'm just going to be constantly doing crazy stuff. But some of the things I do is actually beneficial to making these gaps.
Really?
Yes. For example, like using your balance meter too often is actually detrimental. So what you want to be doing is doing stuff that propels you forward in the level that doesn't use a balance meter. So like airing, wall riding, stuff like that. So you're not constantly relying on the balance meter, which is the make or break of doing all these combos.
So the first gap there is over the stairs.
Over the stairs, and then you come over here, grind that rail, catch this rail here, so align you up with this escalator. Big jump, 900.
So another gap over the over the escalator there. So there's
escalator. That's the second one. And then you need to continue down the path here.
So you're grinding here just so you don't have to manual.
Yeah, and then see how I wall ride right there.
Yeah, so you don't have to manual again.
Yeah, don't have to distance myself and make my manual meter
the less manual
harder to hold.
The better.
Less manual, less grinding, the better. You still need to hold it through this part here. There's no way to get through it without just completely airing.
You don't need to rocket tail slide.
No, not rocket tail slide. You do need to go down here though, not up. You see the second level? Do not go up. Go down here, and then for this gap, you do need to wall ride. You will not make it by just jumping. Yes, so wall ride as long as you can. Yeah. Just before you're about to drop, jump, and you'll make it.
So you probably need to practice this wall ride here a few times before you attempt this, because it can be a bit fiddly.
You definitely tricky. This one's probably one of the more harder ones in Tony Hawk's 1, for sure. Probably second hardest. So definitely wall ride as long as you can. About to hit the ground, jump.
Yeah.
Should clear it. Done. Big combo. Kind of difficult, but perseverance, determination, you'll get it.
Now on to an easier one, skate park.
Skate park. So you need to come up here, jump to this rail. This one's fairly simple, probably the second easiest in the game. Jump over this kicker here, come around, grind this pull. You'll catch a gap at the end of this, and then transition from that quarter pipe to that quarter pipe.
That final transfer is pretty easy too, isn't it?
Pretty easy, yes. That's nothing to be worried about there. Coming up here, slow motion, run it again.
Run it again.
Nothing too bad. Just the simple basics here.
Walkway, rail trans.
Yeah, definitely showing you in slow motion so you guys get the hang of it. That gap there can be
over the box. Yep.
Kind of annoying with full stats because you can actually jump too far forward and miss the gap. So be wary of that. Then again, nothing too hard in this level. Pretty straightforward.
Does it matter what grind you have here?
No grind, doesn't matter. You don't have to do any of the flare and any of the combos that I do. You can do 50-50 in a manual, whatever you want, as long as you just get the gaps that are in
I wouldn't
the
say
combo.
do a melon either on that last, because that's a bit dangerous.
Just, as I said, it's just ingrained in my head from back in the day. New York City. I don't know. It's not UC.
New York City.
The second game. Sorry. Downtown.
Downtown.
This one is actually kind of difficult. The grind I did on that bus stop is actually kind of necessary, and that special there was kind of accidental. But
3 specials in the run.
Go slow motion. Need to start a level. Go forward and come back over this kicker.
Yep.
That's one gap. Air up onto this second.
Oh, that's a second
here.
gap.
Yes. Wall plane off this wall, and then you need to come all the way down the street you just started on. So start to grind towards the intersection here.
So you're trying to gain a bit of speed off the grind there. Yep.
Grind a bit of speed, and then manual, as you said, it does decrease your speed. So I grind this bus stop to get more speed.
Yeah. Right.
Hop over this car. That's another gap, and then you need to do a
spine transfer.
Here?
This one here?
Yeah, this one's kind of finicky. This one's not too bad, but it can be finicky. And then that gap there right at the end is the finisher. So that's downtown done. Now this one's actually a really difficult one. This grind here you're seeing right now, the gap doesn't always trigger, and it's very finicky. I'll explain when we go into the first grind. The first grind you saw there.
Okay.
It's actually kind of finicky. Same with this manual right here, but in the slow motion I'll explain.
So this is one of the harder ones on this map?
Yeah, if you see slow motion here, if you come up on the left here where this rail is and come at it from the top part like I am right now, you should have no problem getting the gap. You can even jump to get your distance, and you should trigger the gap like I did right there. And then come back around manual into the down reverse side of it. Get this second gap here, and then you need to hold the manual all the way to the jump. Don't jump or anything like no ollies. Like just hold the manual.
It's just easier to hold the manual here, you reckon?
Easier to hold the manual because it's downhill jam's kind of a weird geometric level. Come up here, hit the manual. Sometimes you can get thrown off left or right there, but just keep at it. You'll eventually get it. Get the 4 distance there, and you're done. The 4 distance gaps, and you're done.
So when you say you might miss it, are you talking about this part here?
Yeah, this part here, when you're in the air, yeah, see how you're airing and you land? Sometimes the game will just be like, we're going to throw you to the left or right of the stage. So you won't manual down towards the gap. You'll get thrown left or right, and it'll end your combo. So that can be kind of an annoying part of the level.
So this Burnside's probably one of the easy ones.
Burnside, one of the easy ones. Just hold your manual. You want to hold your manual here, so you go slow up this ramp. So you get all 3 of these barricades.
And that's it, yeah, easy.
Simple one. Probably one of the easiest
We'll play
ones
it in slow-mo anyway, just to be safe. But Burnside's, most of the stuff on Burnside's been pretty easy, isn't it?
Yeah. So revert out of here, hold the manual. Over that little hill, that's a gap. Come to the right, still holding the manual. You want to be going as slow as you can up this hill so you can make these
at this
barricades.
Point, you should be nearing an expert at manualing after all the previous gaps.
Yeah, you should be able to hold them pretty simple. I'm giving some tips a bit later on in the video on how to take advantage of capitalizing on manuals. And we got, what's this stage? Streets. Grind that kicker, come down this spiral. Manual across.
Yeah, that manual's...
Yeah. See what I mean? Holding the manual as long as you can, it has a chance of more chance of dropping. Come around here, grind this ledge, and that's the...
Is there any way of having less manuals in that one?
You can, in the slow motion here, when I'm manualing, I don't show it. I do show it in later clips. You can actually manual, and then as soon as you land in a manual, jump, and then land in a manual again, and so on. So it's less time using your balance meter, which is, less time spent potentially bailing your combo. So I do it a lot in the second game.
It's actually a lot of grinding. This one, isn't it?
Yeah, a lot of grinding as well.
And you can't do anything about it.
Can't do anything about it. You just have to roll with it. Here you could be jumping, landing, jumping, landing, manual.
Yeah.
So you're not spent too much time on that balance meter. Even max stats in this game, balance meters are just crazy.
You do not need to handstand there.
I don't need a handstand, but I love Rodney Mullen, so I'm going to do it. So, all right, that's Streets done. Now Roswell. This is probably the hardest one in the game, but there are tricks to help make this easier. This gap is not impossible. You can do it fairly easily. 1 in 5 attempts using the method. But as we go around the get there here, the gap is fairly easy to do if you do a few simple tricks. You'll get it really consistently by doing a few things, and we'll go through that in slow-mo. But here it is, the three grinds, and
once you
you're done.
Do the first part, it's pretty easy.
Yeah. So
it's this part here coming up.
This the first part here. So you need to air over this deck right here, which is a pain in the backside. So as you can see, I managed to get it using an acid drop. So if you land in the half pipe there, boneless, hold as far forward as you can. So you'll come here, we'll do the wall plant, air out of the quarter pipe.
So the wall plant helps?
Yes, the wall plant can help, yes. Acid drop, come in, boneless, mash R2 as hard as you can right here until you manage to get the acid drop. And as soon as you see that your character start to go down, you revert. So once again in slow motion, we'll catch it again.
You'll get a lot of that. You'll get it coming up short a lot.
Yeah, you'll come up short a lot. But if you, as you see here, wall plant, come into the acid drop, hard, boneless,
so
hold
just
forward.
As you're coming out of the ramp, sort of. Oh, let's watch this again. So boneless,
coming out of the ramp.
Not yet. Not yet. There.
See, I'm in the air and I catch the boneless. Boom, boneless.
And then R2.
Mashing R2. As soon as you see the acid drop, you need to revert there to hold the combo. But there you go. That's the trick to making that Roswell gap.
Once you've R2'd here, you've got to be pressing R2 again for the revert into a
R2
manual.
to revert and then catch in a manual. Yes. I actually do it on the far side. You want the gap you need to do after this is actually coming around here. You need to jump the channel gap that's right here. So realistically, you want to do the Roswell deck gap from the other side, so you're closer to the second gap you have to make. But it's not really that difficult once you've learned how to do the Roswell gap. You can do it from either side. It's just beneficial if you do it from the other side, the left side of the stage, instead of the right. So hold the manual.
You still have to do that manual, don't you?
Grinds.
You still have to do that manual there. So
yeah, still have to do that, and then to catch this gap here, which is the three rails, and you're done.
All right, so that's
probably the
first
hardest one in the game. Second game, Hangar. This level's not too bad. Just need to get air up to these lights.
This is a breath of fresh air, I think, after the last one.
Catch these lights on this angle.
You might even get this one without even trying or going.
Yeah, because if you're doing for the collectibles in the campaign, you actually need to get up there for the V. So
I'm pretty sure I got this one. Yeah, I'm pretty sure I got this one by going for the V anyway. So
yeah. So hold forward, airing out of this quarter pipe, half pipe.
How do you check which ones you've got for the listeners, viewers?
It's in your challenge progress. You go to stage, and it shows get theirs. You only need the hard ones. Don't bother with the easy ones. Yeah. You need to get the hard ones.
The 19 hard ones.
Yes. So
all right. So that's
catch
pretty
that.
simple.
That's simple. That one's an easier one for Tony Hawk's 2.
Next we've got School 2.
School 2. Now this one is kind of iffy. It may look complicated, but
yeah, you've gone a different route to other videos, haven't you?
Yeah, different route to other videos, because I think it's better to just do one big U like loop here. So you get that second rail there. You come over to the Gons rail. So that's the down portion of the map. Now you come back to the hook, to the U side of it. Come back over here. See how I'm jumping and flipping. I'm using as the least amount of
manual
manual balance as you can. Catch a wall ride. So
nearly got hit by Jack Black there, luckily.
Continue to manual. Wall plane off that wall. Hold the manual. Grind down this rail.
So there was a lot of manualing in this. So we'll go through it in slow motion. There are other ways you can do this, but this is the way you found the best.
Yeah, for the best. if you do struggle with this one, it's all about just holding that manual, holding that grind balance, trying to take as many precautions to not use that balance as much as you can. See, I'm flipping here, manual, flip, manual. I'm using that balance as less, as least I can. Catch that second one.
So you could grind onto these benches here to save a bit of manual. You could.
It could, but you're going
risky.
Right. It's riskier. Holding the manual. Come over to this rail.
So this is the third gap.
Third gap. You got to do all 3 roll call rails and then the 2 rails on the front of the gymnasium. Come over here, get some more differential balance. Jump, flip. Jump, flip.
So I'm using my manual. Here? This grind? No,
this gap is not required. This one here is not required. It's just the best way to get
coming
over to
up
the
here. You could turn a hard right and then grind down, but you've decided to go straight here.
I go straight here instead of turning around because I don't want to make it harder on myself to hold the manual. So I just bounce off this wall, catch more air. I should be jumping here, but it's a big combo. It's kind of, you don't want to like mess up here. You just hold it as best you can.
You've just got it now,
Get to this rail, grind it, and you're done.
A punzium, is that what I called it?
A punzium instead of open sesame.
Open sesame. All right, here we go. Over the table.
Marseille. This one actually has the most gaps required for a get there. And with max stats, this is actually kind of difficult. So
how many are there? 6?
I think there's 6 or 7. You need to do all of this. So even including this dumpster jump at the end.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. It looks like.
Yeah. So 6 gaps there. The first one over this table. If you're struggling with this one, just because your stats are too high, turn your stats down and try it again. Like get rid of your speed and some of your ollie. Just turn the stats down if you're custom creator. It might actually help you because some of these gaps here are actually really short. Thanks to the physics in this game, it plays more like a Pro Skater 4 or Underground. So you feel really fast and you go really far, but the stages are the first and second game. So they're really more realistic looking and feeling stages instead of like the big open worlds we get in the later games. They're more tight, compact. So the physics kind of conflict with the stages, but it's not too bad. This one's not too bad once you turn your stats down if you're struggling. You don't need to, but it does help. And then we got New York. Need that gap there at the beginning. Come up the edge, grind over this.
This one's an easier one for the second game, isn't it?
Yeah. Catch that gap there, catch that gap there.
You could probably get this first run.
Yeah, this one's not too bad at all. Come up here to save myself some more manual turning while manualing, not advised. Catch some more grind, come over here, and you need to just gap to this structure, and it's done. That one's not too bad.
We'll go in slow mo just to make sure.
Slow motion, yeah. So you just need to get this first gap where the start of the level is. You want to be coming this way for it.
So you prefer coming from that side rather than the road?
Yeah. So taking it safe and going around the outside here instead of going through the park with the manual just makes it simpler.
Yep. Jump early here if you're on full stats.
Yeah, full stats, yeah. So you can see I jumped early. Catch these 2 gaps. Gap to this one. One more gap.
If you're full stats, always jump early.
Watch out for those cabbies, mate.
Oh, the cars here, you gotta watch
they take you out. You gotta be careful. Any stage with those vehicles can end your combos really sourly. Yeah, thanks, Jack Black.
So then here you just got to jump about there.
Just hold the manual. Jump
so you can miss that jump if you can't.
Yeah.
So you got to be careful.
That's not too hard to miss, but then again, nerves at the end of the combo. You can drop it, but not gonna happen. All right, now the single hardest get there in the game. This one requires a bit of an explanation, specifically that jump right there. But we'll watch it in regular motion, and then I'll go over it.
And this manual here is not easy either.
This manual's not easy either. So we start off. This first jump at the beginning is actually really finicky. You need to air from this quarter pipe here to the top roof.
Do you need special for that?
Yeah, you always want to be special when trying these. Always be special.
I'll go back again for you.
You need to air to the roof there. Yeah. So always be specialed. Air up, and I press R2 to transition out. So I don't make the actual jump. I just grind the ramp. It still counts. You still get the gap. Then come over here, slide down this, and you can see right there, I'll
play it again.
Start to fall out of midair. but
So
I
you
managed
haven't
to still
pressed
do a
X
jump.
here. You haven't pressed X here.
Yeah,
And then you press
I'm,
it.
I'm in midair, and then you press
Yeah.
it. That's called a butt slap. That's an old school Tony Hawk's in-game engine finicky little thing that people do to make distance on jumps that are really hard. You kind of need to take advantage of that here.
And you
That
can't do
jump,
a boneless, can you?
You can't do a boneless because you're in a manual, you're in a combo. You can't do a boneless while doing a combo like this.
Because you're in a grind, yeah.
Yeah, you really need to take advantage of that butt
Show it one more
slap.
time.
So we'll show it again one more time in slow motion. We come over the jump, and I start to fall, and then as I fall, I press X, and I get that little extra distance. Once you get the timing down on this, it's not too bad. You just it's like half a second or second later, jump, and you make the gap, land in a manual.
And if you don't do that, you're not going to make it. So you have to do this.
Yeah. It's really finicky to make that jump. You could probably cut right, but it makes it harder. It's not advised.
So you probably could get it normally, but the timing would be extremely strict.
Really strict. Yeah, really strict. And this is a max stat character. You're not going to get much better than this. You're just going to have to take advantage of that jumping in midair thing.
Yeah. All right, skate street, fairly simple.
Skate street, fairly simple. Grind the USA gap here, air to the left, jump over this small little wall.
900 not included.
Not included. So right here, I jump and acid drop into the pool. That's advised. I've seen a few people manual up there, which cuts a lot of speed and it makes it harder to grind around this pool. If you just jump up that ramp while holding a manual jump, acid drop, you get way more speed than you would if you just tried to manual up it. Less chance of you messing it up. So,
if you didn't have speed, it'd be harder.
It'd be harder to get up there to grind around the pool, yeah, because you need to get that grind around the pool gap.
And it'd be slower, so you'd have to balance more, wouldn't you?
Yeah, you'd have to balance a lot more. And once again, ignore the with the combos. It's just in my head, growing up as a Tony Hawk's player.
So here, acid
jump, acid drop, revert to hold the combo. Took advantage of
and jump, grind, and all the way around.
Jump, grind, drop off, grind, hold the grind all the way around. Once you get to the end, the gap will trigger and safely land it. And
make sure you safely land that, because you can stuff that up.
Yeah, you can stuff that up. Philadelphia, another easy one. Can be a bit finicky, but I
mean, they can all be finicky.
Yeah, they're all
you
finicky.
Just got to be careful.
They all do require you to be somewhat competent at this game. They're not for the faint of heart. So jump to that power line, grind it around, hold the manual over that little kicker, catch some of these gaps here, jump down the stairs, hard right, wall right up, and now you need to grind this whole rail to the top. Sometimes it doesn't trigger. It just will not register. Yeah, this rail will not trigger. It just won't actually trigger the gap that you've done it. But keep at it. If you're about to slow down speed, jump, grind again, jump, grind again.
So you don't have any specific tips to make sure that hits? It's just like...
No, it's this game is really finicky when it comes to gaps. Like, these get-theirs are not, registering for a lot of players and a lot of people that I've been playing with. So there's a big complaint that the gaps just don't register or won't appear in the combo. So catch that gap, come over here, manual, hold the manual all the way over this kicker, this fun box. You need to get that gap, and then
manually
down here. See, hold the manual. It's all about
gain some more speed with the grind.
Yep. Catch the gap there. Jump over these stairs.
You sort of need a little bit of speed, don't you? Going up.
Yeah.
Do you get that off the wall right here?
Sometimes you do, yeah. You can get a bit of speed there, and then hold this rail all the way to the end. Jump, grind, jump, grind. You don't need to do any flip tricks. Just jump, grind.
So you'll have to jump and grind, or you won't make it.
You won't make it. You'll slow down to a crawl and just won't make it. And then as soon as that gap triggers, you can land it. Almost get taken up by the bus here, but
just
thankfully.
watch that landing.
Watch that bus.
Oh, now this one is another tough one, isn't it?
Yeah, this one's really tough. This one actually took me the most goes. Kind of rage-inducing at times, but it was because I was actually doing the wrong gap, the wrong side. It would not trigger the gap. But once you know how to do it, it's not too bad. The hardest part of this is actually airing from the first part onto that banana gap, and this part coming up right here, which is the wall kick to grind gap there.
We're gonna have to slow that down. That is very complicated.
Yeah, that one's one of the harder ones in the game. So you need to air up into the bleachers here.
That's a part of it.
That is part of it, but it's not.
No. So it starts
I
here.
don't
Starts here.
Yeah, starts here. But that jump is part of
So
the
you
combo
can
again.
hit the top of this as well, can't you?
Yeah, I just accidentally aired over it. This is a few attempts, so I've been just trying to get anything here. Come over to here. Don't need to jump over that. Just go around if you can. Come over this jump here, this ramp, revert out. Catch this grind. This is part of it. Grind, jump, grind. That's the second gap. You need to hold a manual all the way to the right. Get on this one to change it up so you're not using just all your manual balance. Grind.
So this is just
Slowing down a
momentum.
bit here, so I jump to catch more speed.
So
then you come up to this ramp
here, and
grind up this, wall plan off of that, catch
and then you
the
got to
same
catch it
rail
again. You've got to catch
it again. And you see there the blue gap just popped up, and then you need to air into the bleacher like that, and you're done. For that ender there, you just hold up and jump. So while you're wiring a manual, just hold up and jump.
So you got to wall plan back onto this here and just tip it. Oh.
I just clipped it. With my max stats, I just clipped it. And
so
then,
should you turn your stats down maybe for this one?
You kind of want your stats at max for this because this level is not easy. You need all the stats you can get. So all right, this is the easiest one in the game. Chopper drop, come up with this big ramp, get special. Yep, get special.
So you're just getting special there, and then you're bonelessing.
Yep, boneless over. Ding, ding, ding. All 3 gaps. That's easy. Easiest one in the game. No problem. Most people should have that just by playing the game. But yeah, once again, come up here.
That's fine. You don't even have to boneless that, do you? You could probably just make it normally.
I think boneless. You should definitely boneless. Always boneless for the distance. I don't think.
I think players should get used to using the boneless just to be safe.
Yeah, using the boneless. Always be bonelessing for the extra distance whenever you can. So make all 3 gaps. Done. Second to last one. Easiest one in the game. And then moving on to Skate Heaven.
Final one.
Final one in the game. This one's kind of finicky because of its wavy, bendy grinds. But follow the line here, and you should get it. Come back around, hold the manual. You got to turn. That manual is kind of easy to hold, but can be finicky for some players. And then just jump that channel gap there, and you've made it. So we'll do it again in slow motion.
So what's the finicky part about this one?
It's just the layout of these ledges. They're like
it's
all
just
wavy and turny and
quirky.
Yeah, you can see it's not lining up here. So
okay. So you have to jump a bit early. Jump a bit early.
It's all about figuring out the timing yourself here. Grind this one. Jump off. Get to this one in a combo. Jump immediately to this ledge here. That's the tricky
the hardest.
One. Yeah, it can catch people off guard not knowing how to hit that gap. Come back around. Manual. Grind up this. Kind of want to actually be slowing down here as slow as you can because this gap coming up is actually really small, and with max stats you could miss it. So slow as you can. Just jump that little gap there.
Right.
Bang. Land the combo, and you've got it. The trophy will pop. And that's
beautiful.
That's
it. So all 19 hard ones. How was that? How long did it take you to do
19.
all of those? And how long do you think it'll take an average player?
Took me about 2.5 hours, 3 hours. Kind of just winging them as I go. Getting stuck in a few parts, looking up what other people work for them. For the regular player, shouldn't take any more than like 4 or 5 hours. With the tips in this video, taking advantage of like butt slaps and the boneless acid drops and stuff like that, you should be able to make these fairly easily with a few retries. Some will test your patience, some will make you want to throw your controller, just take a deep breath.
Take breaks.
Take breaks. You'll get it. It's you've only got to land it once. That's it. Once and you're done.
Still a couple every day if you're really struggling. But
really struggling.
Thanks for joining me, Destroyer. It's been a pleasure.
Thank you.
No worries,
man.
Appreciate it. If you have any comments or any questions, Evander or Destroyer will answer them, or I'll answer them in the comments. If you've got any specific questions or anything you want, like exact help with that we didn't cover. But thanks for watching, guys. We'll see you later.
Gotcha.